What's going on, guys? Tony here from LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com and Paradise Garage. Type in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me. Let me know. We're going to be doing some auto body Q&A for the next 15 to 30 minutes, give or take, depending on how many guys we get on. And if you guys can hear and see me, type in the chat. If you're a Learn Auto Body VIP member, type in VIP, Learn Auto Body VIP, and where you guys are tuning in from. And then, we'll chat about whatever you guys got when it comes to auto, body, and paint. Let me know. Type in the chat, guys. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me. If you guys are first timers also, type in first timer and let me know. Curious to see where you guys are tuning in from. So we're going to be doing about, 15, 30 minutes of Q&A, whatever you guys got going. Let me know. What's up, Chuck? Thanks for letting me know that you can hear me. VIP, North Carolina. Been out there once or twice. Been to South Carolina as well. Went to Myrtle Beach. Nice area. Nice area. Arkansas. Scott, what's up? What's going on? What you guys working on? Any type of new auto body projects? I actually picked up a new project a few days ago, guys. I'm not going to be doing paint work to it right away, but I did pick up something pretty cool. Classic Toyota truck, actually. And in the future, probably be doing some sort of customization to it. I'm looking forward to it. But before we do that, I want to make sure you guys get access to the brand new Tesla project that we just finished. My guy should be wrapping it up very, very shortly. And I'm just waiting on some confirmation from him. Scott says he's working and doing a motorcycle this fall. Awesome. What kind of bike? Again, for all you new guys just tuning in, we're doing auto, body, and paint Q&A for the next 20, 30 minutes, give or take. If you have any questions, no matter how big or small, type it in the chat. Let me know. I can help you out, get to the next level with auto body. And we'll just answer questions as they come in. And before we start answering the first questions, I'm going to send you a URL here. For all you newbies just tuning in, you want to go to radspaintformula.com to get some free training on auto body. Just hit that page right there, put your information in. You're going to get hooked up with a 5-day video training on how to spray better when it comes to painting. Road Glide, awesome. That's a big bike. Doing some major body work on a 99 F250 I picked up for a good price, working on it as a daily driver to pull a car carrier trailer. Awesome. That's cool. How much did you pick it up for, if you don't mind me asking? And what'd you pay, what'd you pay for it? And how many miles on that thing? Kind of curious. 99. So Dave says, do you grind down surface rust with grinding stone or sanding discs? So if it's surface rust, you can get away with basically just using some 80 grit sandpaper and just sanding it down, getting it to bare metal. You can then treat that with a 50-50 mixture, a 1-to-1 mixture of vinegar water, white vinegar and water. Just mix it up 1-to-1, put it on a rag, and just kind of wipe it. And then once that dries, you can go ahead and scuff it with some sandpaper again, blow it off. And then I would put some epoxy primer on it. Okay, after the epoxy, you can put a 2K filler primer on it, block it out, and you're ready for paint. Unless you want to seal it and then paint it. The first two segments is in VIP, Charlie. The rest of the segments, probably got another 4 segments or so, 4 or 5 segments are going to be added shortly, but the first 2 segments are already in VIP. Alberto says, I wet sand my clear again to respray using soapy water, and now I have these white residue stains that I can't seem to get off even after using U-Paul degreaser. So you're sanding clear coat. So when you're sanding clear coat, right, you don't have to use any type of soapy solution. You just use water. That's it. If you're getting a soapy water residue that you can't get rid of, I would suggest sanding it again with just water to get that out. Just sand it with water, just use water, use 2000 grit. Oh, you're going to be respraying it? So you got 800 grit? Like, what grit are you using? I would just wash it down with 800 grit again. It seems like you're going to be doing a clear coat, flow coat, right? So I would just wash it down. Don't be sure you don't cut down through the base. But if you just got clear coat going on, you're going to want to make sure you just wet sand that again. Wash it with water. Don't use any type of. Hold on. Don't use any type of soap. And then go ahead and clear coat it. Let's see. It was a friend's hunting truck. He hit every stump in every field, tacked it with a Harbor Freight stud welder, worked great, paid $2K, 197,000 miles. Cool. That's a pretty good price point. Can I wash a car after primed? Absolutely, you can. Just make sure it's dried before you do any paint work to it. But even you could also wet sand primer, guys. Okay, and wash it down. Just make sure it's dry before you paint it. And guys, I'm going to drop a link for all you newbies just tuning in. You want to head down to LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com to get some free auto body training. Just going to drop the link over here. So just like check the replay, click down below, check the replay, click over here on the replay as well. The cards, YouTube cards, you're going to get some free auto body training. If you hit up LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com or radspaintformula.com, you see it on the video right there, radspaintformula.com. When doing plastic and metal parts, is it best to prime first, or can I scuff the old paint with 600? And Scott, are you Learn Auto Body VIP? Did you get any of the free guides? Like, we cover all of this in VIP as well. You pretty much want to be checking it out. It's a very, very small investment. So I would say go here, grab the free training at Learn Auto Body, and check out what I have for you on that VIP page. It's amazing. A lot of content. And I'm working on another special offer very, very shortly. That's going to go live next week. And you're gonna freaking love it. I mean, we got thousands of VIP members across the world since 2010, and we cover every step of the way. So when doing plastic and metal parts, it's best to prime first, or can I scuff the old paint? So if you got plastic parts, I mean, I'm thinking raw plastic? Are you talking about like painted plastic and painted metal? But yes, if it's painted, you have to definitely scuff it before you prime it and paint it. Okay. In some cases, you could just, if the paint is in good condition, you could just scuff the paint and paint right over it. You don't need primer. Okay. So it depends. What's up, Black Rain? What's going on? Hope all is well. Yeah. So if it's painted, you're going to want to scuff it down. You could wet sand that paint with 400 grit, then you could repaint it. Or if it's in bad shape, you can sand it down with like a 320, 280, 2K filler prime it, sand that flat with 400, get it nice and flat, and then and paint it. Okay, if you guys are going to be spraying single stage, you could be a little rougher on your final tooth grit before paint, on your final sandpaper grit. You know what I mean? So if you guys are spraying single stage paint, because the enamels and acrylic enamels, synthetic enamel systems are pretty much thick paint, you could paint over, you know, a 380, 360 grit and not have any sand scratches. But you know, I pretty much like to paint over 400 all the way around. If I'm doing single stage or base coat, clear coat, I like to basically have everything finished with 400 grit. It's like the perfect final stage sandpaper tooth grit, you know, in your 2K filler primer um, before painting. So yeah, guys, don't forget to hit up radspaintformula.com or learnautobodyandpaint.com to get that free auto body and paint training. If this is your first time watching or if you've never got it before. I just opened up Discord by mistake. Oh, I plan on using Raptor floor liner on all plastic parts around the bumper, bed side stops. Can you put some body filler in damaged plastic parts and safely then cover it? Yep, you could do that. You could do that. David says, do you epoxy prime before doing any body work, then reapply epoxy after body work is completed? Thanks. So there's a few ways to do it. You can epoxy prime, then 80 grit areas that need to be body puttied. Okay. Or you could just get it everything down to metal, do your body work, right? Do your filler, your shaping, all, you know, your body filler, your Bondo on the metal, shape it, and then you can just epoxy prime everything over the metal and the body filler. You know, so if you're going down the metal, I like to just put body filler right over that, all the metal spots, everything that I'm doing, then just epoxy prime over all of that, over your metal and your body filler. It's not going to hurt the body filler, right? And then right after you do your epoxy, you can spray 2K filler primer right over that same day. Just make sure it flashes for about 45 minutes. And then you can mix up some 2K filler primer and spray that right on top without sanding. All right. So again, Dave, if you want to learn more, don't forget to hit up Brad's Paint Formula or LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. Going to be doing some airbrushing on top of some metal flake. Awesome, guys. You guys liking this so far? If you guys are liking this, give me a quick like. Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys are, if you're finding this helpful. Let me know. And again, no newbie questions. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, type in newbie questions or whatever. We're here to talk about it because, you know, we may have some guys on here that don't want to ask the question, but your question literally answers their question. So don't be afraid to ask any type of question. I'm here to help you out and get you to the next level with AutoBody, you know. And I do this every week, guys. Every week, you know, I take 30 minutes out of my time to help you guys out. You know, just because it's my passion. I've been doing it since I was 15 years old, you know, younger than 15. So yeah. Any other questions, guys? Type in the chat. Let me know. Type in the chat. Let me know if you have any other auto body questions. If not, maybe we'll cut it short today. Whatever. Let me know, bros. Let me know. I'm doing some trenching around the property. We're bringing some water lines to the back of the property. So I got my cat excavator I'm setting up, and I got to kind of dig out some trenches and lay some line across the back of my property. That's kind of like a little project I'm doing right now. Awesome, guys. Thanks for the feedback. Any other questions? Any other auto, body, and paint questions, guys? Let me know. Don't be shy. Ask them up. Whatever you got, let me know. Who's into crypto here? Anybody else into crypto? You guys getting ready for the next bull market? Charlie says, how many coats of sealer are supposed to be sprayed if needed? Usually one coat. Normally one coat. You go around the car with one nice medium wet coat and you're good. You know, you go around the car one coat and you just look it over. If you see any areas where you got extra absorption, you know, the sealer absorbing into the body filler, maybe you had a couple of raw body filler spots that you did in prime or whatever, right? You're going to get more absorption in those areas. If you have that, then you just may want to kind of put an extra coat on those areas. But mostly you're just going to be doing one coat of sealer. Appreciate your help. Thanks for having these sessions. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Okay, 400 spray single stage. Then if you want to clear after the 18-hour window, what grit do we use? Well, if you're not gonna clear it that day, or if you don't mix clear into your last coat of single stage, which you can do. So let's say you're on your, let's say you're putting 3 coats of single stage on your car or whatever, or let's say you got one good coat on and then the second coat, you could mix up a quart of Clearcoat, polyurethane Clearcoat, and mix it into your color. So it gives it some extra strengths and hardens a little bit more. You could do that as well. But if you're not going to be doing that, I would let it cure for a week or two, then clear coat it. Instead, because when you're done with a single stage job, you're going to need to give it a few days for it to fully cure. 3-4 days to fully cure pretty hard. You could clear it after 3-4 days, but I would give it an extra week or two if you're not in a rush. If it's your personal project, let it cure really well. Then you can sand that with 800 grit, scuff it, and then put 2 coats of clear on top of that. What's the purpose of epoxy primers? To cover metal. So you're using epoxy primer to cover metals. Okay. If it's a little bit of metal, you can use 2K filler primer. It's not going to really even do anything, but epoxy is a good primer to cover over metal. Okay, it's the recommended primer to cover over metal. Tony, I've been working a lot on Bodywork sanding filler, but it always turns out wavy and not straight. How can I improve sanding on my prepping work? Number one, download the guides at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com or radspaintformula.com and check out those free trainings that I give to you there. Number two, become a VIP and pay attention to our videos, because I go over block sanding methods, how to use guide coats, how to use primer as a guide coat. There's powder guide coats now, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't use it. You can use that if you want. It's basically, using your hand as well. Your hand is the most important tool when doing body work. If you train your hand and you close your eyes and you put your hand along a panel, you can feel high and low spots. Okay. And the guide code will also help you with that. You want to make sure you're using the proper blocks, 6 to 8 inch blocks for smaller body work, 12-inch to 16 to 18-inch blocks for sanding down doors and whatnot, straight doors. It depends, or roofs, depends what you're doing. And it's always working on a crisscross sanding method. You're going to want to go up and down like this, and then you're going to want to go this way, and then you go this way, you block it out. And we show you all of this step by step in VIP as well across all of our videos. So you're going to want to definitely check that out. Actually, I'm going to give you guys the link to Learn Auto Body VIP. We're currently revamping this VIP offer, but if you go to this page, guys, for all of you non-VIP guys, you're going to see what it's all about. So click that link down below, guys. Learn more about VIP and join us. Great channel resource. Painting 3-stage gold pearl this weekend in my portable garage. 2K primer, base pearl inner coat clear. First paint job ever. Johnny Turbo, good luck, bro. Keep us posted on your project. Keep us posted. Sigfredo, did that answer your question pretty much? I tried kind of giving you as much as I could. You know, there's only so much I can give you by speaking verbally, by showing you, you looking over my shoulder and watching me actually do the body work is a different story. There's over 250 hours of detailed videos in VIP. So definitely check that out. We got segments where I was going over a mini truck teaching my 15-year-old neighbor how to do body work back in Texas. And we were doing blocking techniques and all that. I was teaching my godfather on another project we did. It's called the Godfather Project. Yeah, just check out VIP. Check out all the courses you get access to. And we got a whole new version coming out in the next week or so. Upgraded members area for VIP, and so many cool things, guys. And an unbelievable investment price. An investment price so low that it doesn't make sense for you not to invest in yourself. It's going to save you thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in material cost, learning mistakes, basically giving you my life's work on a silver platter. The do's, the don'ts, the shortcuts, the tricks, the hacks, the what works now method, the quickie hacks. If you're going to be doing a car flip and you just want to get a car out the door quick paint job, we'll show you those type of jobs. We'll show you jobs that you want to do on a sentimental build, something that you want to, that you really love and you want to make sure you put a good job on it and do good work on it. We show you how to do that type of body work as well. So there's different grades to body work. You could do the cheap way, you could do the medium way, and then you could do the high end way. And we show you all ways. Anyway, guys, any last questions on auto body? We'll take one more question and we'll call it a day, and I'll be back next week, same time. And we'll go over more of your questions next week, guys. All right, we've got these last two questions and we're going to call it a day. So what's the difference between epoxy and filler? Is epoxy only supposed to be used over rusted areas? Yeah, so like I said, epoxy is used over metal. Filler primer is what you use to go over body work and rough body work, pinholes, rock chips, nicks, scratches, and also on top of epoxy. Okay, because if you have like little craters from your rust, you got surface rust with craters in it, you're going to epoxy prime that, but you might not fill it enough. So that's why you're going to go over with 2K filler primer to fill that, and then you can block that flat to get a nice flat finish before you put your sealer on to paint it, or before you paint over a 2K filler primer. Because you could paint, a 2K filler primer is a good foundation for base coat, clear coat, and single stage. You could paint right over that. All right. But if you're doing, like I said, that's like if you're going to be doing a cheap job or a medium grade to high end job, you could be finishing with a 2K filler primer. But if you're going to be doing custom show jobs and you really want the best work that you can do after your 2K filler primer, you're going to block that down flat. Louis, go outside. You're all muddy. Go lay down. Then you're going to be putting a sealer on it, okay, before you spray. And we did that to the 2021 Tesla project that I just painted in my garage about a month ago. That was completely sealed. And then we did a base coat, clear coat on top of that. Everything was recorded. Those new videos are being added to VIP as we speak. We got the first two segments up. Another few more segments going to be added in the next week or so. All right, guys, last question here. Saw a YouTube video doing inside fenders and under hood. They use base coat, but just added a little bit of clear to make it single stage. Have you ever added clear to base to make your own single stage paint? You could do that. I have tried that. You can also use clear coat as a tint. So what I do as well is, if you want to smoke out taillights or headlights, you just mix up some clear coat you add very, very little of black base coat to it, and it turns it into a smoke clear coat that you can add on tinting your lenses and whatnot. You know, clear coat is like a carrier. You can use it as a carrier. So if you add a lot of base coat to it, it'll be like a single stage, but it's pretty much you're using, you know, it's a polyurethane clear coat. So it's really like clear coat. But yeah, you could do that. You could do that. So if you got 8 ounces of clear coat sprayable, you're probably going to want to add 3 ounces of base coat, or 4 ounces of base coat, about half, 50%, to give it to make it really what's the word? Not translucent, but to have good coverage. Okay. If you want to make it translucent, like a smoky, I would say for a cup of clear coat, you're going to just basically add like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of, maybe about a teaspoon of black base. Okay. That'll give you that smokiness that you can use, because every layer that you do, will basically intensify and double the coverage of that smoke. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in next week. What's your support team? I don't have all the van project. The van project is uploaded in VIP, bro. Just look under the good van project. I'm not sure what segment you're looking for, what part you're looking for, but you can email ninja support at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. Ninja support at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit the like button. I'll see you next week, same time, for about 30 minutes of Q&A. Hope you're having a good week. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Thanks, guys.